Good evening, everybody, and thank you for checking out another one of my weekly Forex and crypto analysis. I do appreciate it. So first things first, as I usually do, I come on to whatever I look for my economic news at. I'm using Forex Factory today to see what the economic news, high impact news. I usually only really pay attention to the high impact news for me to see when I'm going to be expecting times of high volatility in the markets, right? Especially when it comes to the US dollar, because that is my priority pair that I trade. So there's no news tomorrow or today, because technically speaking, it is Monday, but Tuesday, 1 a.m. Central Standard Time, there's going to be Australian dollar news with Governor Lowe. He'll be speaking about what, I'm not sure. I would say 7 p.m. Central Standard Time and 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. You do. Let me double check. Hold on. Yeah, okay, I'm hurt. But you do want to really pay attention to the news events going on at 7 and 8 p.m. for the New Zealand dollar, because there's going to be official cash rate and rate statements and the press conference. The press conference is probably the most important thing out of everything. But if they're following the dollar's lead, they're looking to put up their interest rates by 0.75 as well. And that's pretty aggressive for across the board, so definitely want to watch that for Tuesday. NZD pairs might even make me interested in trying to take some NZD pairs. Wednesday, we have Euro news. It's PMI. So yes, you want to pay attention to it, but it's nothing too crazy. It's more of the FOMC meeting minutes that, hold on. Let me go ahead and I forgot that I need to. Let me go ahead and get rid of that annotation. There you go. And then I need to, okay, annotate on share screen. There you go. Okay, that shouldn't happen again, because that does mistakenly happen sometimes. But yes, flash services PMI and FOMC meeting minutes. This would be other things that I'd watch for. But the FOMC meeting minutes for the dollar, that's what I want to pay attention to, because I want to see what the Feds are going to be talking about. And this will probably give an indication on if they are going to raise if they're going to have another interest rate hike before the end of the year, or if they're going to chill for the year. I think they've already had 5 this year. This is going to make me have to go into next week to see. That's for NFP and them. I don't think there is. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be hiking up. Okay, no, right here, boom. Federal. This is what they'll be making that statement on December 14th, where they might increase interest rates another amount, because I want to see how many times they've already done it this year. Once, twice, 3, 4, 5. They've done it forecast. They've done it 1, 2, 6 times. They've done it 6 times so far. So we'll see what goes down. But definitely interest rates is high. It's way higher than it's been in quite a long time. And up over here at the 5%, that's going to be a likelihood as well. But anyways, let's go ahead and cut off of there and let's get onto these charts, because this is where I get into my zone. I don't care for fundamental analysis like that. I do take it into consideration, but I don't really care about it. It's these charts that I care about. So let's go ahead and get to it. So US dollar, last week I was saying that, hey, there is this weekly fib that I am seeing on the US dollar that price can definitely hold at. And if it does, okay, yeah. If it does end up holding, I'm probably going to be still bullish on the US dollar. I like the weekly wick that price left to the downside. Let me get rid of this thing. I like this large wick that price left to the downside, and the volume with this candlestick, it matching with this volume, it's not that great to me. Let me go and check on the delayed chart, and it's literally the same thing on the delayed chart, right? I have literally the same setup. Yeah, with this candlestick having just as much volume as this candlestick on the weekly time frame, that's not necessarily giving me that much confidence that this is going to just keep going to the downside, you know? So let me go into the lower time frames. Daily time frame, we can see that prices has basically been consolidating ever since that wick to the downside, which was the largest volume amongst that whole week. So I'm expecting this to continue going bullish. It's the same thing that I said last week, though, when I said the safest bet. Oh, and actually, I'll go and talk about that when I talk about Euro USD. It's kind of the same thing when I was saying, you know, your safest bet is to wait for this breakout of this structure. Price is still underneath the structure, realistically speaking. I know it's going to get broken eventually, but it's still at this structure. What we would need to see is for this structure to get broken. So I'm just going to just bring this over here at this point. Might even get I mean, I could see potential wipe off, but it doesn't have to. It can even just take off right here. But, you know, realistically speaking, same thing. Where is it? There you go. I'm trying to just wait for price to break out. Once it breaks out, the retracement, that buy is going to be fire, you know? And if it comes back up to this zone, because this is an area where I'm looking for price to, hey, if it's going to retrace, it's going to, or if it's going to stop and then go bearish, it's going to stop over here and go bearish, you know? So watching for that. But overall, I'm looking for this play. I have no problem playing this once it breaks out because I do believe it's going to break out over here. I don't think that price is just going to hold after rejecting off of this zone once, twice, 3 times. No, I think that we're going to get price to just at least, to say the least, fake out, let alone break out type of thing, you know? So that's what I'm watching for on the US dollar. So on Euro USD, this was the trade that I had called on the app. And again, funny enough, even this trade, on my chart right here on TradingView, it didn't activate, but on my account on my broker, it did activate for those that that had set the limit. And I remember there's been many people that are saying that that it didn't activate for them. You know, guess what? There's going to be another opportunity. So let's go on over to the weekly time frame real quick, and let's take a look at this real quick. Well, this is the monthly time frame. Monthly time frame, I do notice that it is a bullish engulfing candle right off of the 78.6 monthly zone, and this is something that I did mention last week. So this is something that we definitely have to pay attention to for the rest of this month. But there is 9 days and 22 hours left. So basically, 2 more trading weeks before we really can determine, well, 1.5 before we can determine if this is something that we should really take into consideration. That hey, if this retrace, are we going to go bullish type of thing, which I still kind of feel like we are. Regardless, let's go ahead and just talk about what I had marked up last week. Not that. There you go. Okay. So I had mentioned that, you know, if there's an area where I'm going to be looking for Euro USD to start to go bearish, it's going to be around here, but I am not going to necessarily get into this swing sell off of the 78.6. That's what I had mentioned. I said I'd rather just wait for that fake out to happen. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second, guys, real quick. I think I forgot to change my output on here to something else. Give me a second. Settings. There we go. All right. I'm trying to figure out who is this. That was weird. I'm trying to figure. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure. There we go. That's what I was trying to figure out. Okay, he's not even here. But anyway, so my bad. That was just a hiccup. But what I'm really looking at for this US dollar right now is, yes, it's rejected and took out these equal highs or this double top that was previously here. I like seeing that. And so now what I would really want to see, where is that sound coming from? It doesn't matter. What I really want to see now is for, yeah, we got them to take out to the upside now, price to push to the downside over here. I like the daily candlestick rejection here for sure. Right? I definitely like that right there. And price rejecting to the downside some more, but it's the same thing with the dollar. I need dude, hold on, man. Am I on the hold on, let me see. Is somebody's mic on? Am I tripping? I think, or no, on. Oh yeah, it is this dude. Hey, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you real quick, bro. All right, I'll get your. Yeah, let me just go ahead and mute you because you're annoying me. My bad. Like I just want to do it. Not that you're annoying me, but I'm trying to get this do this so that then we can be able to hear your thoughts afterwards, right? That's what I was trying to get at. But anyways, it's because I was like, I hear this sound, where is it coming from? And it just kept happening and it was getting frustrating. But regardless, I want to see this structure get broken, retracement, and then I'd look for another selling opportunity. Long-term wise, it might be best to like get it from like on a long-term swing. If you're looking for it, I would say that, hey, from this high to wherever price does end up stopping once it, I mean, realistically, I want this structure to get broken because this is where there was this wick that came down here and there was two rejections on this zone. So realistically speaking, I want this structure to get broken. But I do know that once this gets broken, it's going to be inevitable that this gets broken. You know what I mean? So overall, I'm still going to be patient with the dollar, with Euro USD before I get a second entry in, but I'm going to be looking for something like this. Something similar to this, you know, whenever it pops up. And hey, for those on the Next Wave free channel, you know, get that to 300 subscribers, they will start sending out these free signals. But I'm going to be sending this out on to the team, you know, DeFi Dom. Everybody's going to get this and everybody's going to eat off of this play once it happens. But I just want this structure to get broken. If it doesn't break, I'm not so certain I would get my I'm not so certain that I would try to get a second entry in. But I do know, you know, just realistically speaking, and I'm just going to leave those arrows there. But I do know that, you know, from this high all the way up here to this low, I do know that the possibility, well, this is the play that I did. I do know the possibility of price holding right here around this 23.6 Fibonacci and then going bullish. I know that exists, but it's not in a bullish area for me. Right now, this is in an extremely bearish area that it just took off the equal highs and rejecting off the 78.6 to push to the downside some more. So that is an over-explained reason why I am not bullish on EU. And I am not bearish on the dollar yet. Now, let me just go ahead and go on to RB, see what RB's talking about real quick. Okay. So weekly time frame on the US dollars is rejecting right at that area where I was saying, like, hey man, if this breaks, then yes, I would start to really feel bearish on the dollar. But until this breaks, which I don't think is going to break anytime soon, I think this is just going to turn around. So until this happens, I'm just going to be bullish on the dollar, right? Daily time frame, it's bearish. It's been very bearish. This was a very nice bearish play. Is rejecting still off of this second deviation. So yeah, we can start to really see a turnaround on this, but it's not ready yet on the daily. 4-hour time frame, however, starting to call for that boy. It's starting to call for that buy right there. So right now, as of right now, all confirmations except for this red line right here, which is not even a super confirmation for me. But other than this red line crossing above this black line, this RSI line, which is literally about to happen, and price rejecting or coming back down to reject off of this RSI line, I am definitely I'm here for the buys on the dollar. Like that's just off top. Like this is looking actually really good for that buy opportunity. So I'm just waiting for a retracement back down to that RSI line. But even if you want to buy right now for RB users, if you want to, sure, by all means. I'm being patient and I'm waiting for my rules. But at the same time, I also have setups that I can wait for as well. So yeah, things are lining up pretty damn decently. But I don't know what that was right there. But anyways, daily time frame still very bullish on EURUSD. Oh yeah, go ahead, bro. I forgot to ask you. Yeah, now you can say what you want to say. Are you there? Yo. Oh, I think I need to unmute him. My bad. Huh? Yo, all right, you can go ahead and say what you were saying, man. Oh, are you there? All right, then I guess not. All right. Well then. So yeah, EU is basically the opposite of what I was just talking about with the dollar, because that is how I literally trade them. Weekly time frame until it breaks. I mean, this looks like it's breaking above the RSI line. So this is something that we have to be really mindful and watchful of, because it is looking like, hey, this could start to go bullish, but it's not going to call a buy until like 2 weeks from now. I promise you. Even if price were to just consolidate right here, it will not call for a buy until like 2 or 3 weeks from now. So we have to be patient for that weekly EURUSD. I don't think it's gonna play out though. Third deviation came very close to getting hit before price started to turn around. I'm expecting this to continue falling, guys. Like I do believe that this is gonna fall. The daily time frame isn't suggesting it, but the 4 hour is, and this 4 hour, it looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's not completely confirmed yet though. So I do want to wait for this black line right here to cross underneath the ground zero, this green. But that's on some stuff. Again, I'm just waiting for the retracement before I sell it. But even selling it at current price is not terrible. I would rather just wait for something like this though. If it is going to retrace and it hasn't broke through this little zone yet that I wanted it to break through, then on some RB stuff, just for like the RB entry sake, this wouldn't be a terrible entry at 1.03600. So that's how I feel about those. Now let's go on over to USDCHF and let's speed it up. All right, USDCHF, man, USDCHF was so close to getting into our entry last week. So close. It missed, but it did exactly what I wanted it to do. Wanted that entry right over there at 0.93807. Price didn't get there, but when it hit extensions, nonetheless. Sometimes that's just how my strategy is, right? All right, going on to the daily, or let's go on to the weekly first. Going on over to the weekly time frame, very extremely bearish candlestick right here. Cannot ignore it, will not ignore it. The volume, this last week's volume was higher than 2 weeks ago volume, but not higher than 3 weeks ago volume. So I still don't like how this candlestick is so large, but the volume is really comparable to the rest of these other candlesticks. I don't like that. So I'm still like very iffy about when price comes back up, if I'm going to sell it. I'm still going to be very iffy about it, especially after it just rejected off of this zone. Looked like it just took out some volume. I mean, wanted to grab some volume down here and then push to the upside. So I'm not really against the buys at all, like continuing to buy, Same thing with the daily time frame. The candlestick this candlestick, yes, is good volume with it, but the volume the candlestick right after, the volume is relatively low as well. So, and last week we just had overall low volume on the CHF pairs from what I can see here. But regardless, 4-hour time frame, same thing. I want this structure to get broken before. This was the structure that I was talking about last week on my analysis. I said that this structure is what I wanted to get broken, and before I really feel good about buys, but this was the initial structure that after this gets broken, I mean, even if this holds right here, I'm going to be waiting for this setup right here. Hold on, I think this is it. Yeah. I'm going to be waiting for, I mean, as long as if price continues going bullish, which at this point I kind of think it is, and I think RB is going to confirm it, but I would want to wait for a price to come back down into 0.94227 to go bullish type of thing. That's what I would be looking for my buying opportunity. Like, I can't sell this pair. Like, as much as I saw all of this falling, I cannot sell it until I'll start to consider to sell it once it gets to like $1, or something like that. Until then, no, I'm going to be more bullish than bearish until I take 2 losses, or I think maybe even like 1. Because do I really? Let me see what the volume's talking about, and that's one thing I didn't even do looking at the USD pairs, but it's okay. Okay, so there's still, no, there's not. It tapped that. It tapped that like freaking Akon and Eminem. Yeah, we might not get prices coming back down here. Let me actually, now this makes me want to go and see. Well, yeah, with that pricing, of course, there's going to be volume sitting right there, but the majority of the volume is sitting to the upside. This is another reason why I'm like, if there's going to be an area where I'm going to sell, is like at that $1 area, because the volume is really matching up at $1 over here. So, oof. Now this makes me want to go and throw this volume on EU real quick. Yes, to the downside where the 78.6 monthly. Ooh, this might be a good monthly buy position for those who are swingers. Like, I'm talking about you holding that position and hoping that you have a positive swap fee type of thing. Yeah, there's a lot of volume still sitting over here to the downside, but there's some of this to the upside that I'm not caring for, but it doesn't matter to me. Not right now, at least. Let me see what this daily volume talking about, though. Okay, that got tapped. That got tapped. Yeah, this is going to keep falling, guys. I don't think that we're going to get this second entry that I talked about for RB's sake. I think it's just going to keep pushing to the downside. And if it does, I'm happy with it. I'm in the trade. Just being real. Okay, going on over to USDCHF on RB before I talk about Goldilocks. 4-hour time frame. Yeah, it's called for the buy right here. Everything is confirmed. Everything is confirmed for this. I don't know what that trade was right there, but everything is confirmed for this buy. And I doubt that we're going to get a retracement like this. I doubt that price is going to come back down here to give us an opportunity to buy. But I am not going to tell you I'm not going to tell you not to buy if you don't want to. I'm just going to say that if you are going to buy, this right at this current price, I'm not going to. But if you are, this is where you want to have your stop loss at. A quick 1 to 2 back up over there. That's not a bad trade. For me personally, I have to wait for my setup, and my entry has to be at 0.94837 just for RB's sake. That's how I trade RB, so that's just what I gotta do. So I got the breakout. Once I get the retracement, boom, I can get a quick 1 to 3.5 instead of getting in right now. But like I said, I'm not telling you not to buy. If you want to go ahead and buy it, by all means, I'll keep you all updated on this throughout the process, or when it tells me to get out the trade. But yeah, the thing's gonna keep going. All right, let's take a look at Goldilocks. I talked about this last week, guys. I hope y'all took advantage of this. This is the futures chart. This is actually how some of your guys's broker, the prices look, right? 1752 on gold. That could be very much what your broker's price is, versus this is what a lot of some other people's brokers will look like, where the pricing is at 1749. Whatever it is, it's the same setup. It's literally the same thing that I was talking about last week, that I'm in the sell and I'm expecting this to continue going bearish. I want to go see what the weekly time frame looks like before I talk about the daily. I love the rejection off of the weekly 50 EMA with the wick to the upside. The volume is not there on this broker, which is why I look at the gold futures chart, because now I get to see the volume. But same thing, love the 50 EMA getting rejected with the wick to the upside. The volume was not greater than this large candlestick, but it's definitely more than half of it. So it's again, when I'm seeing that big volume, the next candle right after it is like 75% or 80% of what it was, I'm like, okay, nah, this is cap to me. This move was just a cap move to me. That's what it seems like to me, so still in the sell. I mean, if you're into candles, the three black crows, then boom, 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 you got that on the daily time frame. We might be seeing that bearish move. But overall, yeah, this is the exact same play that I talked about last week, and I am not changing anything about it. Only thing that I would say is that if price does end up rejecting right here, I'd be looking for a secondary entry at like 1783 type of thing or something like that. But yeah, this is going to keep going bearish, in my opinion. Going on over to RB real quick. It's going to be the same thing across the board, guys. Yeah, this even is not even going to give me, it's already done what I wanted to do. It broke. I mean, it didn't break out, but it came underneath this RSI line. I don't know if I would have sold this. I'm not sure if I would have sold this right here. Because if I would have, I just want to, and this is just me being a perfectionist, but when you're nice like that, you kind of have to. So you guys see what this 4-hour candle looks like right now? Even though it called for a sell and it is technically rejecting right here, this is not confirmed. I need this black line to be at least close to this green line for me to be like, okay, I'd go ahead and shoot my shot. If I was feeling like a little risky for the bisky type of thing, then yeah, I would have taken my shot. But if I'm already in the sell, then it's not that serious, Right here, this candle, hold on. Actually, yeah, this candlestick right here, I think might have been, let me just go back and do this right here. One more. There you go. This candlestick would have made me be like, ooh, with this drop off like that, maybe I can get in. But it's still not confirmed yet, right? So it's kind of like, that'll be, again, risky for the bisky type of thing. But then the very next candlestick, oh yeah, all confirmations are there. But I wouldn't sell at this price. I still would need for a price to come back up here before I sell it. So regardless, I don't think that gold is going to give me an entry. If it does, it's kind of awesome. And I already talked about this, right? I want to wait for price to come and retrace back up to like 1767 on the futures before I try to sell type of thing, So looking at the other gold chart on some RB stuff, same thing, right? If I wanted to get into a sell on gold without just getting in right now, which I'm not saying you can't, it's not a bad idea. If you are still like, if you are really itching, but I personally am going to be patient for 1763 for an entry on gold for me to sell it, rather than just trying to sell it right now. I like selling high and I like buying low. Okay. let's go on over to the indices, man. Let's see what these indices talking about. I saw an opportunity on them last week, and I didn't trade it because I had food poisoning. That was not fun. All right, weekly time frame on SP 500. Last week I had talked about, prices coming up into this weekly 50 EMA. Last time that price did come to the 50 EMA, and it rejected like right off of it on that week and went and made a lower low. So are we going to be experiencing the same thing on the S&P, or are we going to be seeing 4153.25 before a drop off? Personally speaking, I don't think we're going to keep going. I don't think that this is going to go higher. I think that maybe this was the play, and we're just going to have to miss out on it, honestly. And this was the play that I said, hey, it's either going to be this play right here, which I'm going to hold off on. I did mention that. I'm okay with missing out on it. Or it's going to be this one where people get their stop losses ran through and all that stuff. This looked like the stop hunt right here in itself. Like this was the highest volume out of the whole week last week. So I think we're going to be seeing a bearish stock market this week as well. I was looking through the stocks and I was like, man, there's so many stocks that I could have bought for sales. It's so funny. But I've seen two different things on the 4 hour, however. This 4 hour bullish move, it does have me interested. However, with this, if this is the fib setup that I'm really gonna, and I'm just gonna leave it at this point because this is what it looks like. If this is the fib setup that I'm peeping, then I don't necessarily want to be looking for a bullish play off of this bullish move right here, especially with how the daily time frame on this candlestick, the daily volume of it looks. The daily volume isn't that high compared to everything else, but this candlestick is enormous. So when I see stuff like that, I'm just like, okay, I'm not really too crazy about this buy over here at 3817. I do see that it's there. I'm going to mark it off and I'm going to treat it as a level of respect. But depending on how price gets down there, there might be no way that I'm buying it. But it is a opportunity that I say that is bullish. So going on to the 1 hour time frame, it's a little sloppy. Actually, no, not really. It broke it pretty clean. This structure was the structure that I wanted it to get broken, and it did do that indeed. And I was like, hey, if that gets broken, then I'd be looking for a sell at 40.22 or something like that. I don't see a bad play there. Trying to buy at 42. I mean, I said buy, that's funny. Trying to sell at 40.22. I don't see a bad play on that, quite honestly. So if I can get that, then yeah, that might be, or not even might be, that is going to be something that I will call. On the 1 hour, it's done what I needed it to do. And it's going to lead me right into that area where I said, hey, that is a bullish area where I'm going to be seeing if price is going to go bullish. But again, we might not even get it because I don't really care for how price this faked out, then pushed to the downside, didn't retrace high enough, and then just kept falling. Now it could literally be that, hey, well, this could have been the fib that played out, and price is just going to keep going lower and lower. It could have been just that, and that's the play that I said that I saw, but I didn't play because I was out here dying. But we'll see what happens, right? This is more of a 1 hour / 4 hour play, and it's even an ugly fib, but it's an ugly, or it's an AB fib. That's what I like to call them. Play the AB fib way, but it's an AB fib that I definitely would play. Now, this is the reason why I think that it's the play that just happened that I'm like, yo, that's already the play that happened. I'm not going to be able to play it because US 30 did the exact same thing. Pushed to the downside, retraced, came up to the 78.6, and then pushed to the downside. I'm only mad because it's money that I literally mapped out and I wanted to go and make, but because I was sick, I didn't want to take action in it. But at the same time, it's okay. I was sick. I have to not beat myself up about that, I am a human before anything else. So that could be the play, and it could, if it's the play, then we're just going to keep seeing a lower. We're going to see the US 30 push to the downside to 32670, and it's the same thing as what I talked about with the S&P. This bullish day, the volume is not interesting. It's hella comparable to everything else that's just been going on around with the US 30 for the past couple of days or past couple of weeks. So I'm not bullish on this. I'm still not bullish on it. I think I had mentioned last week on that when I looked at the VIX that I was going to be bullish on the VIX and bearish on the indices. I do know that, hey, there is still a huge possibility that 35108 gets hit and price pushes down. The likelihood, I think the likelihood is like a 30% chance at this point. As of right now, you know, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, it could be totally different. But as of right now, I'm thinking the chance for price to come up here is 30%. I actually do want to go look at the VIX real quick. Yeah, I had said that this is I had said that this is the area where I was looking for it to go bullish off of, and it did. Damn. Yeah. So definitely, we'll see what goes down, but I am bearish on these boys. NASDAQ. Let's take a look at NASI. What did I have on the lower time frames? I don't even think I traded NAS last week at all. Oh, it's just these lower time frame stuff. Okay, never mind. Delete all that. Daily time frame on NASDAQ came to the 61.8, rejected off of it, and went bearish. You know, realistically speaking, I could easily say that, hey, what happens if this was the fib play? Then price just came and hit the equal highs and then dropped, type of thing. I mean, it can, but this is much better looking, and this is what I was really looking for. And so since like everything wasn't even lining up, that's even another reason why I didn't want to play the S&P, this SPX 500 buy up over like at the where I mean the SPX 500 sell where I had it, you know, off of this. I didn't want to play this. I didn't want to play this because of how I saw NASDAQ looking, only hitting the 61.8. I'm like, oh, if this hit the 61.8 and then S&P hit the 78.6, if NASDAQ comes up to 12.454, this stop loss is about to get smacked. You know, that's how I felt. But it's okay. Like, it's never that serious. Because guess what? I'm pretty sure there's lower time frame plays that I can play on here. Like, it's an ugly fib, but from this high to this low, it's selling right there at 11983. I already have an alert there. Isn't a bad idea type of thing for me, you know? So we'll see what goes down. Let me actually push this down over here. So those are the indices. I'm only going to go look at RB real quick. Okay, see, this is an RB play that I'm so down to even sell right now, even though my entry is like not even like it's not right there, but I'm so down to sell this. So I actually do want to see what the other indices look like before I make this decision, but I am gonna want to sell this for sure. I have at least 3 out of my 4 confirmations. This called for a sell is right there, holding at, I mean, this looks like a better entry in my opinion, but this is not fully confirmed. So definitely want to be careful with that one. NASDAQ is confirmed, I think. Yeah, NASDAQ is confirmed. S&P and NASDAQ for me personally would be the way to go for both of these pairs, rather than, I mean, this is going to end up following the other two if they keep falling. If those two fall, this is going to fall too. So it's a better entry compared to the other two, but it's just what's the word I'm looking for? It's more risky because on RB is not confirmed over here. Let me see what the 1 hour looking like though. Yeah, I thought it was gonna look like that. 1 hour looks like that, like doo-doo. Don't worry about it too much. As long as it holds right here, yeah, this shit can keep falling. So if you're gonna sell US 30, NASDAQ, or S&P, I would just say have your stop loss slightly above last week's high. Then boom, swing it, you know. But this for sure I'm playing. In fact, I might even extend this to down over there, 1 to 4. Yeah, I'm gonna sell this for sure. Ain't nothing stopping me from selling this. All right, bitty Bitcoin, bitty Bitcoin. Yow, it came and stopped us out of that trade, but it's all right. All right, guys. I know y'all like my singing. All right, but anyways, yeah, this came in, it did a 1 to 1. I think it did almost 1 to 2. It didn't get there, and it stopped us out after a week. That was long. But there is something that my friend Peyton had mentioned about about Bitcoin right now. Right now, this looks like a pretty solid case of some Wyckoff. You know, if we see a quick fake out to the downside and then price jumps back up, that retracement buy is going to be what takes this off to go back to at least 29 or 30K if we really get that. But this is really bearish, you know. Realistically speaking, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, there is a buying opportunity that I'm seeing on Ethereum, because Ethereum hasn't made new lows yet, but Bitcoin has. So that's something that's very interesting. But if this is really going to be a Wyckoff play, and I mean, I'm going to go and look at the futures chart because the volume is telling me that this is probably just going to keep going to the downside. This looks like a complete, absolute bearish flag that doesn't even want to or a freaking pennant that's just about to break out to the downside, in my opinion. I don't like the consolidating that we're seeing just amongst all of this, but again, if we could see a sharp move to the downside and then a even sharper, or not even sharper, but just as sharp, if not sharper move back up, that's going to be an amazing buy. And I think that, you know, whatever bullish move we're gonna have is going to resemble what the crypto market looked like in 2019, where, and I think I said this like 2 weeks ago, but I think we're going to have a crypto year like 2019 where, yeah, we're going to be seeing some good gains throughout the year, but overall it's not going to be like, oh, it's going to like blast off moon status, you know. It's going to be like, oh, we're going to go up a little high and then we're going to come back down and make everybody fearful before the Bitcoin halving, and then that 2024 is going to be a great year, you know. But I think this might be really setting up for a good buy opportunity. So we're going to be watching for this Bitcoin play right here. Ethereum, however, I want to buy this. And even if I'm not at my 78.6, I think I'm going to treat this trade as if I am. And instead of risking my full 1%, I'm going to risk 0.8% of my account size right here. And then I'll leave the other 0.2 over here at 1129.92. And I'm just going to trade, and I'm just going to take this trade. You know, I like the trade idea, or I like the way how it looks for ugly fib status for me. I think I want to take, you know what? No, because I need to go take a look at RB before I make the decision, real life, because the way how the indices look, if those RB indices are going to play out, these are going to keep falling. Let me go see what. Okay, I hate when it consolidates and it bunches up like this, because now there's going to be a breakout, either up or down. There's going to be a breakout. Right now, it's pointing to the downside. So that's another reason I'm not about to get into that Ethereum buy. Daily time frame, extremely bearish still. Weekly time frame, don't even get me started on it. For 1 hour time frame is probably not even going to be willing to consider buys right now. So I like the wicks that I'm seeing for sure. The wicks, they're encouraging, but it's scary hours. You know, if you're gonna play it, play at your own risk. If you're gonna play the buy, play at your own risk. I am gonna show the setup. And I'm just gonna be like, hey man, it played out the risky way, but as of right now, RB is saying don't do it. You know, RB is saying don't do it, but it can very well buy. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and risk it because I'm that risky guy, and I'm always down to take a risk. Because sometimes I gotta lose a small bag in order for me to get the big bag. You know what I'm saying? So I'm down to play this, even for a 1-to-1. Like, quite honestly, like for a 1-to-1 play, I think that probably might be the safest bet if you're going to play this buy, because it's definitely very risky. I can't stress how risky this is enough. I can't stress it enough how risky it is to try to buy right now. As much as these are great dollar cost averaging prices, whereas like, oh, go into your cold wallet storage, not an exchange. Do not keep your keys in your exchange. It's not your keys. It is not your coins. A cold wallet storage, and to hold on to dear life, these are amazing prices. Do it. I'll tell you right now, do it. And I'll even Bitcoin, Ethereum. Here, I'll give y'all a little list. But just know that these cryptos, they could drop 50% more than wherever they're at right now. So BNB, actually BNB has been holding up pretty well, but this definitely looks like it's about to go and hit like $100 or $200. In my opinion, it looks like it's about to break through these lows so hard. Ripple, it very well can hold right here. I don't think it is. I think we're about to start seeing maybe 28 cents, 30 cents. Oh, I'm still gonna buy some more crypto. I swear, I'm getting FOMO. this you see how everybody else is panicking versus me. Now I'm like, ooh, I'm starting to get that FOMO. Cardano, I'm not really so crazy about Sol because of what happened to FTX. So watch out for Sol, Loki. Doge, I mean, hey man, Elon out here. So Elon out here, that's all I can say. Matic, Dot, Shiba Inu, hey, Elon out here. Tron for sure, but guys, these are amazing dollar cost averaging prices. And these prices are not going to be the same prices 2 years from now. So just be aware of that. I love these prices. Buy. Hold them in your cold wallet storage, not on an exchange, on a cold wallet storage, and hold on to dear life. Hodl them. I promise you, 2024, 2025, you're gonna be like, yes, thank you. All right. GBP pairs, I don't think I really want to talk too much about them, other than the fact that GU is literally at a swing zone for me. Never mind, I do want to talk about it now. It's the same thing, I think, as with EU, realistically speaking. Let me see. Down over here. Price came to the 76, scooted up a little higher, and then broke to the downside with pretty decent volume. I like that. Retracement came to the 71%, then dropped down to make a lower low. Yeah, it didn't make super lower low because I would have wanted this structure right here to get broken. But if price can just continue falling, that'd be awesome. You know, it is at a swing area for me. And quite honestly, dang man, I'm giving y'all some sauce today. But this is another swing. I think I'm going to get into this swing trade, quite honestly. Let me see what the daily is looking like. Daily time frame, just consolidating a large wick to the upside right there. Big volume on this candlestick right here. It's interesting to see. Yeah, I'm gonna sell this, I believe. I do believe I'm gonna sell this. So wait, what the heck? Get out of here. This is a swing play. So, and this is what I was talking about with the other cryptos and stuff like that, guys. You see that I'm selling everything that is XXX US dollar, but Ethereum is the only thing that I call for a buy. So it's like the buy play for Ethereum is risky, but it can work out very much so. But yeah, GU, I'm selling this bad boy. I mean, even down to 1.08071 to say the least, I think is a good idea. So that's a good play for me, in my opinion, for a swing. 416 pips. I know people will be like, oh, that's a lot of pips, yada, yada, yada. Just use risk management, dude. Risk 1% of your account size. And I think I'm gonna just leave that there because I can call something for GJ as well. I'm not about to do that for everybody. So yeah, let's go ahead and just, I want to see something. Yeah, let's just go ahead and dead it at that. Euro GBP, man, this was a tough pill to swallow for me not to get a second entry on this, but it was okay. Yeah, let's just go ahead and leave it at that. Is there any other pair that anybody wants me to go over before I like get out of here? Let me see what we have over here. All right, well, nothing. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off then. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it. And let's make some money this week, y'all. Later.